What is up, guys? D&D here. Today we're actually going to be making a tutorial video on one of my favorite mods, I guess you could say, to do on an airsoft gun. There's a lot of things you can do, but I think this is like the cheapest and most effective way to enhance your airsoft gun's performance, and that is the Dean's connector. A lot of people don't like that idea, but personally, all my guns and almost everybody on my team has Deans, including, or soon to be, this gun, the P90. This is Science Guy's P90. He wants it to be set to Deans, King Arms. Right now it's at Tamiya connector, and this is the battery it comes with, regular 8.4 volt. So, first thing is the material we're gonna need for this. I have a soldering kit right here. I got some wire strippers. You're gonna need a lighter for the heat shrinks, some soldering, I guess lead, I don't know what they call this, some solder. The Dean's connectors itself, they run for about $5 to $3 depending on where you get them from. These are ASG. Personally, I use SHS, but he picked up the ASG version and I have to put it on for him. You're gonna need to obviously have the battery in the gun also. You don't actually need the stand for the soldering kit. You could just use you just have the solder, but it's a lot easier to use the stand. I don't use most of what comes with it, except for obviously just the solder. So I like to start with the gun first. Get as much wiring as you can get out. Remove all this stuff aside. And I preheated my solder, or my soldering iron. Alright, so it looks like there's a little bit of heat shrink already on this wire right here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to cut that off real quick. So, oh, don't need that much. Just gonna use a razor real sharp and just softly kind of cut this heat shrink off. It'll make your job a hell of a lot easier. Okay, and I actually see many guns doing this to, you know, support the wires so that they don't bend and whatnot, but for this review, I'm gonna remove that. Next, what I like to do, at least for the battery side, not so much for this side, but I like to only cut it one by one, meaning I'll only cut the red wire right now. So let's get this wire and cut that. For this gun, I've got a good amount of wiring, so I don't really mind how far I cut into it. Just make sure they're both even. Oh, my stripper's not doing its job here. There you go. Alright, so now that we got some of that exposed, now is when I get my Dean's kit. Open that up. There we go. And in the Dean's kit, we're gonna have the male connector and the female connector, along with 4 heat shrinks, which make sure you don't lose these because they're a pain in the ass to find if you lose them. So right now I'm actually just gonna slip one on, and on this, on the gun's end you want the male, and on the battery end you want the female. So this is what the male looks like. It's got 2 sides, one to connect to the gun, one connect to the battery. So we're gonna start off with this side. Alright. Here I'm actually gonna start soldering. And I know it's usually, you know, it's kind of scary to solder. I was pretty scared at first, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna use this little tool right here that I have, the soldering hand, to help me out. The red side, let me show you guys real quick. The red side goes on this part that's standing up, and then the black side goes on the other side. So this side is red and this side is black. Okay. So since I have the red side first, what you want to do is tinning. I think it's what's called. So I'm gonna put some solder on the. Ooh, I'm gonna put some solder on the tip, and then I'm gonna put some solder on the wire. Very simple, guys. Just all three of them, touch them all three together, and you're soldering. Make sure to clean your tip, or else these will be going by fast. Okay, and now to the Dean's end. Okay, sorry, I got a little burn on there. Okay. Okay, so now we want to get them as close as we can get them. And now we repeat the soldering process. Let me see if I get a better angle at this. There you go. That looks good. Okay, so repeat the soldering process, and we're going to touch these three together: the solder, the wire, and the connector. Hands are awfully shaky today, so it doesn't look like the solder got into the wire that well. So I'm gonna redo it. Okay, so there isn't enough solder on this wire, so I'm gonna have to put some more on there. Oh, darn it. I had it. Okay. Like I said, clean up your tip. Okay, so I'm gonna release this. Oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, always keep a window open or have some kind of ventilation, because you don't want to be breathing this stuff. I got the window open right now and a fan blowing, so that should be helping me out. So now we get the heat shrink as far up as you can. And the lighter, just slowly singe it on there. There you go. These ASG heat shrinks aren't the best, but they will do the job. Okay. So 1 out of 4 wires have been heat shrinked. Now we repeat on the other side. Okay. Unplug your solder. Let it cool down. It takes a few minutes to cool down. And let's see if Brian keeps his batteries charged. So red, just make sure everything's correct. Red to red, black to black. You can put these two together. Mind you, when you get new Deans, the Deans can be a little stiff to plug and to unplug. So beware of that. Whenever you remove Deans, make sure to remove them by the contacts themselves and not the wires, because that's how you pull the contacts off. So let's see if we did a good job. The way you can tell, make sure it's clear, point it at a safe area, and just, okay, battery's dead. So Brian doesn't keep his batteries charged. Alright, so we know the gun works now. Just gonna point it at a safe area. And it's shooting. So the gun works for sure with the Deans. I don't know if this is charged or not. I'm pretty sure it isn't charged. That's why it's not shooting. But you also have to let your contacts cool down, which I didn't. But that was it. Pretty simple. So that should show you guys how easy it was to solder on Dean's connectors. It's not that big of a deal. As you saw, I messed up a lot, but not too bad. So just follow all the instructions I told you guys to do and you guys should be good. Make sure you guys are using proper equipment and not some cheap China knockoff soldering irons, even though I think this one is. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is you can do it, because I thought I couldn't and I ended up wasting 20 bucks on getting a soldering tip, or getting a Dean's contact soldered onto my gun, which I changed anyways because it ended up being a bad soldering job. But that's it, guys. I hope you guys find it to be very effective. It should increase your rate of fire, and also it's just better for your contacts in general. At least that's what I've seen. So why don't you try it yourself, guys? There should be more tutorial videos to come, a lot of more mods. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you next time.